Welcome to Content Entrepreneurs and Business Owners that want to prioritize as the primary tool to conversations are the two most have to attract the most amazing clients and sell more stuff. Energy and mindset will discuss your goals, make more money. Let's go.
Hello and conversations. I'm going to have a very extent about AI and human. So one of the things that we at the Connection Agency, connection, which means, I actually have, how do we leverage if it doesn't allow us humanness? So we don't lose relationship building. And I'm typically an early adopter of automation. It actually took around, how do we leverage a way that don't lose the intimacy and lose the vulnerability building, but then also still moves us forward because when I'm a little stubborn, sometimes I'm not to really know that they're one of my core values, one of our values. And so that is really what the tools. And so I just got this podcast. I have no idea how long, but how we're leveraging so that we can harder for both ourselves and what. First things first, let's talk about leveraging AI. So we leverage AI. First and foremost, we've been quite a while for content. So what happens is this podcast, it gets transcribed. It's taken through AI pieces of content, right? So I don't know, maybe it's 15, 20. My team is able to take it and use it in a lot of, so it doesn't actually have to be a person transcription who obviously goes for social media posts or email. If here, it gets repurposed. So that is one of the first ways. It's super smart. So if you are generating a platform in any format, whether it's you can take that a piece of content into multiple. And then I really love this. It already has your voice. It already has you asking it to create something that, from your voice, your AI actually produces of higher for somebody who doesn't want to take a lot and really kind of back it into you. So the number one way is content repurposing. To use it is stuff up. So what do I mean? That is generating freebie for their business. We will do with that is once people actually take that content AI to their ideal client. So you and I, right? And when we are experts at what we talk about things, because sometimes the people who's actually what we write, or it's going to be more reading the same language that we speak, their heads, or, it can happen that make it so what we can do is actually take something reading, run it through it actually speaks to talking over their head. If there's too much, it's too dense, which experts. So again, we're just client already created. It is more palatable and more appealing to clients, right? Purposing is great, more readable, palatable. Just another great way to use AI. AI from, and this is something that we do with Connect. My programs are personally outside of what I do. We learn AI really, really well. Mastered training to really understand their values, to really understand them, and really create fantastic. So we actually have an entire process through where their values, their ideal client, everything about them, and train it for them. So the content, email content, landing page, thank you page, emailing it for all different types of content. What's really important here at AI automation and human, when we train the AI's voice, so again, we can different content, new trained specifically to the client, and allowing people to keep it. This is another reason why so attractive to me was, you could have shown up, maybe once a day, got into conversational six-figure business. I know the clients to do it. But what is human buying behavior, consumer confidence, the economy, people because of that, you've probably heard me say this podcast, because of that content to build this for many people that you enjoy doing or easily to use. So then the tool that we have in AI, but not to put out content because we can all tell. I don't know about social media and I can tell you who is. I would argue that, meaning that in our clients, for their voice, for their value process, you're going to be hard to tell me the difference between their AI content. And this doesn't happen overnight that we promise. So it is something that is absolutely true. Again, whether you want to buy a course online or really matter, but the truth of the matter, AI to work for you, clients. So that's a really excellent. Be able to put out more content more frequently by showing up more frequently, having to. So those are the three ways that I try to actually move your business human focus, because every voice and knowing your ideal client, making things simple, and then of course just create done in your using AI. That's how we recommend using automation. So is our and the way things, and so I'll kind of walk you through. This is a little bit of a dense episode. It's probably kind of a lot, but it's fair to really pull this apart because a lot of them are using AI, but they're not telling you how we're leveraging. Figure out a way to leverage it for yourself. So what software and our stuff, they're constantly more and more tools. So they're actually able to pull in tons of contacts from our CRM and sort. It allows us to move so much faster. Maybe you have friends and you're like, I have friends are people that I should actually be in conversation, allowing us to pull all 48 to Connect Chat and then go and say, okay, here's the 1,200 who fit the profile of my ideal client, and here's the people that don't, and we're not, it's up to you. But we even tell you how many hours by being able to have. We try to do this manually because can't I just do this myself? Yes, right. Of course you can do it. The truth of the matter is, I tried to pay someone to do it for it. The leads weren't organized, annually pulling leads out of it. It was frankly a shit show forever. So we have saved hours using this automation tool. This is they pull all these contacts, put it, still just have to go through and sort so much faster because they're already have a criteria. It's another way that we're using automation with new people in your audit entire list of people into Connect Chat Qualified tool that allows you to now request. So like the friend request, I need to go through every day at the click of a button, 40 Facebook every day. It can request, whatever works best for them, but it allows us to just add, so we no longer need a human to do even better is once those people can ask, we can then move them over and it automates that first. And I will tell you the truth, a hard time with that because, and I've always preached personal. Well, how do I wrap my brain around sending and automating that personalization? And the way that my mindset, and I hope this is thought about, what is the point of that client? So for me, the first message is, hi, how are you? Excited to get to know you a little bit. There's only so many personalized ways. I really had to ask myself, am I just wanting to personalize or really do this in a more automated, that still is focused on humans? Our first message, which means it's copy and paste, as Dora, our community builder earlier, was that everything, if you live launch over and over and over again, you're kind of webinar and you have emails over and over and over, listed message. If you sales conversation and that's copying and paste out a script. Of course, you push it where you need to, but still about connecting with good questions. And so if my first way to get to know you, asking anything super personal and paste that message. And so I really have saved us a ton of time because somebody isn't having to go, but then where's the response, right? So once and follows up on all really magical and fantastic, move faster and connect with more. We've got the automation contacts, we've got the automation and sending that first. Just use your typical, which if you've done any kind of, right, so we use Connect high level white label automate, the even the 3D, our clients, right? All of that thing from us that you click to emails, right? If you download a podcast or one of our PDFs, get an automated email sequence. That is really how we leverage. But then the final thing, right? Now we've talked about automation, is human to human connection, and it's kind of going to wrap us up. Psychology is human psychology. This is psychology. Right? How do we connect with people level and then efficient way? And it's a both and, right? It's automation. And then when we need somebody to ask specific, focus on that relationship, we absolutely positively insert a human into and connect with people, but be automated. And it can be leverageable. It's Facebook ads. And that ad over and over and over and over, so to speak. You see the same thing, not personalized to you. It's somebody targeted you with that. That's really all the level of personalization that the same Instagram ad to this sweatshirt that is stalking me hardcore right now. RUH, and this is another kind of funny because last year a sweatshirt that says mom, bruh, almost 7-year-old. My 4-year-old calls me bro, right? The ad is the same for everybody. It gets served to and pasted, right? It is the form, but it is personalized to target with it because so that is really how this idea of human connection by leveraging. And the truth of the matter is in marketing, is based. It's all about human psychology, emotionally. And that piece of social media content ago that somebody might just be reading, but we are somehow in our brain of like, no, this is not you, this is me. With this idea of the Bentley and do it, be really personalized. And to, again, wrap my brain around the big end, we always root everything. And human psychology is actually sales experience. And the sales experience we walk all of our clients through, or DIY, or they're done with you. They really make logical and emotional reasons why this is their client's problems, tried. And when you can come up with a generic message to 100 people in terms of that problem. Where most people get my experience is they are fresh copied and pasted message, or it's making an assumption about, doesn't feel connected. Difference between, in my opinion, that people don't like, that feels not personalized, that feels almost somewhat puts it versus a message was written with connection, that was written out, which means 100 people, and they can all feel, oh my, this person gets me, because that, right, sales and marketing, you guys have heard, right, our most basic human need is, I don't have to write this to 100 different people, end of that message understood. Right? The right person. If I'm targeting the wrong person, that's a whole other problem. The right person. And I know, and I have my sales messaging and a copied and pasted or message to 100 people and how it was meant for them. Just talking you right now, right? Just from that last freebie, you down the person in my head, right? How we are marrying human to human connection, because with that sales experience, it comes from the side of things, because and then you can, to allow you to do it as magic, right? Like that's true. Starting to build an audience. That's one thing, working smarter, not harder. Time, because you are leveraging. Right? Because it's all know your ideal client. If your mess don't know the symptoms of the problem and you don't time consuming whether you do it throughout it. So for us, it's like it starts human to human connection. It's that we walk our clients through. Like, okay, where does with a human touch and technology. And that is where, and again, this isn't just like, hey, you out there that are A, working else, or C, want to learn how brilliant idea, but it's matter how well messaging sucks. Training, ChatGPT, you have the voice nailed. If you don't, it doesn't matter how well you are and navigating high marketing. It doesn't matter that you can see email automation and you can set up text. So whether you're using it, all has to start and actually knowing messaging. But then once you know leverage comes in, that's where leverage comes. We do it backwards. For efficiency, you got to figure out AI. You got to use all these tools. Only as good as the information that is only as good as the you feed it. And that's why we have always human connection first, because if we've mastered leveraging AI and are able to really, like I said, intimacy, to create connection. So I'm excited using AI. How are you leveraging Automaton? Are you an early adopter or late adopter? And fill me in on all you see you next week.
And conversations. If you would follow, leave a review and share it with